During her time as a student at Whitworth, Tammy Reid was a vivacious English major who aspired to a career in education. She was especially inspired by one of her professors, who also served as her advisor and mentor. Dr. Clarence Simpson would serve not only as role model during Tammy's undergraduate years, but also as a trusted colleague and friend during her long and distinguished career at Whitworth. Tammy also lists Professor Fenton Duval, Chaplain David Dilworth, and President Frank Warren among the many who influenced her life. Tammy met the man who would be her husband, Larry Reid, at Whitworth. She has fond memories of watching Larry play basketball for the Pirates, and she remembers one game in particular when Larry made a buzzer-beating jump shot in a close game. Tammy also remembers sitting in the front row of Dr. Simpson's classes, enthralled as she witnessed his eloquent and artful instruction, using simple diagrams and metaphors to teach the deep and complex ideas of life and faith. At the time, she had no idea how much Whitworth would come to mean to her, nor how she would go on to shape and influence Whitworth. After graduating in 1960, she and Larry moved to Port Angeles, Washington, where Tammy worked as a substitute teacher for 2 years while Larry taught and coached basketball. But their strong roots in Spokane beckoned them to return, and in 1962, Tammy accepted a position teaching English at North Central High School. Eventually, she moved to Shadle Park High. She felt a particular sense of pride and achievement when a Whitworth student teacher was assigned to her. That assignment allowed her to work with Whitworth's then Director of Student Teaching, Estelle Tiffany. Tammy recalls, "Estelle was observing her student in my classroom and told me that she thought I should consider taking her position someday. The seed took root." In 1972, after attaining a master's degree in English, Tammy was finally able to pursue a long-desired teaching position at Whitworth. Reflecting on her delight to begin teaching for the English department, Tammy says, "I'd fallen in love with teaching the writing process when I was a high school teacher because I saw it as a window into the mind of the writer." After several years of teaching introductory writing courses at Whitworth, she became a full-time associate professor with the department, and she began developing advanced writing courses for adult learners. She also became the director of student teaching and teacher placement through the education department, just as Estelle Tiffany had suggested to her years before. Tammy taught with Whitworth's Core 250 team for 6 years and also worked with public school teachers through in-service settings. She's particularly fond of the courses she designed during this time and the lectures that she prepared and added to the core curriculums, many of which remain in place today. In 1983, Tammy and Larry's son, Martin Reid, graduated from Whitworth with a business degree. His sister, Shannon Reid Ulrich, also attended Whitworth for a time. Around the same time that her children were pursuing higher education, Tammy began a doctoral program at Washington State University, researching the emerging field of computer-assisted writing. She received her PhD from WSU in 1985. Instead of realizing her original goal of further regional and national research, Tammy accepted another position at Whitworth, this time in administration. From 1985 to 1996, she served in a variety of roles at her alma mater, including as acting chair of the education department, as associate dean of faculty, as acting dean of faculty, and as acting academic vice president. In 1996, Tammy was selected from a pool of national candidates as Whitworth's academic vice president. It was the first time that an alumna and a woman had held the position. By 2005, Tammy had invested 46 years in education, including more than 30 years at Whitworth. Looking back, she says, "It was a joy to work with the Whitworth faculty, and particularly to learn so much more about the social sciences and the sciences than I had in my previous humanity-based experiences." Before her retirement in 2008, Tammy made the transition back into teaching with the English department, where she was given her former advisor's old office. She shared this office with her former student, Lori Lamont. Tammy enjoys hearing about the achievements of her students. She recently received a book published by her former student, Russ Thompson, class of '79. Tammy says with pride, "He signed it and gave me some credit for giving him, a freshman football player, confidence that he could write. There's no higher compliment." Despite her fruitful career, Tammy refuses to acknowledge any of her vocational accomplishments without first relating how proud she and Larry are of their 3 children, Martin, Shannon, and Scott. Reflecting on her full experience at Whitworth, Tammy says that what she appreciates most was the opportunity to live 24/7 in a Christian community, warts and all, but with clear, shared values. There is no doubt that the Whitworth community is proud in return of Tammy Reid's commitment, dedication, and service.